Okay, week
How
28.
Week 28. So we finally pulled ourselves away from the stunning beaches of Esperance. That was just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. We could have stayed there.
Up to Salmon Gums.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we decided to go to Salmon Gums. Someone had recommended the beautiful trees at Salmon Gums. So we thought we were driving through to Norseman anyway on our way back to Perth, of course. And so on the way to Norseman, we thought, we'll go through and have a look at Salmon Gums. Yep. And then we found on Wiki Camps this awesome little community camp that was $10 a night for an unpowered site. That was fantastic.
It was awesome, yeah. So if you're heading up that way, to Norseman, definitely call in for a night because it's, hot showers, good camp kitchen and... great facilities, very friendly people and that there. So, and
there were
really
the
nice.
Cattle yards near there, weren't there? That were really old, interesting.
Abandoned cattle yards that are sort of a bit overrun with trees and stumps and all that sort of thing. So, that was good.
They were really cool. And then we didn't really stop at Norseman. We kind of just kept going. We called into the IGA to get groceries, but that was it. But some people had recommended McDermid Rock to us, which we then found out is on the Granite and Woodlands Discovery Trail.
Yep, site 11.
Around about site 11.
Something like, so when you look it up, you see this weird, it sort of says, you look up McDermid Rock, it says site 11 on the thing. That doesn't make any sense until you realise that there's about 16 or 19 different stops
16 different stops along the route. So it's 300 kilometres.
Yep.
This dirt road, so we didn't see another car on the road.
It was pretty quiet.
It was very quiet, but and there's all these little points that you can kind of stop in at that different kind of iconic spots along the way. So we didn't stop at all of them because 16 is quite a lot.
We only really stopped at McDermid Rock, I think, didn't we?
No, we stopped at a couple of the others. So we stopped at McDermid Rock was the main one, and we were going to camp there, but then it was a bit overcast.
Yeah, it was a bit overcast, so we went for a night. Well, we weren't sure. We parked up and then went for a walk, and an awesome walk over the top of the rock. Really well laid out, well signposted. And some really interesting and informative walk on top of that rock. So it's well worth it. It's brilliant.
It was fantastic. So I mean, it's not a quick walk, but it's an easy walk.
It's 2 hours.
It's not a hard walk. The hardest bit is you kind of walking straight up right at the start.
Yeah, it's not that.
But it's not a difficult rock. Not ideal to do it in the drizzle, which we did, which is when it's slippery. But we didn't trip.
If you got good shoes, it's all right.
So that's okay. So that was good. And then, as it says, you follow the boards all the way around to see the different sites along the way. And learn a bit of the history of the McDermid Rock and the surrounding area, the granite rocks in the surrounding area.
Yeah.
And then we also stopped at the Rabbitproof Fence, which they've actually renamed now to the State Barrier Fence. I'm not sure why they renamed it, but
apparently we stopped at it. I didn't realise we'd stopped there. I thought we'd just stop to take a photo of a blue tongue, which I saw.
Well, that's all you did was photographed the blue tongue while I went up and checked out the fence.
Yeah, I didn't even actually realise the fence was there. So that's good.
Yeah. And then we also stopped at a, which wasn't a prescribed stop, but that salt lake along the way, which was just beautiful, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That actually wasn't it was on the road, but it wasn't marked as one of the spots. There is another one that's closer to Wave Rock.
Yep.
But we didn't go to that one because we'd seen this other one and it looked amazing. And we'd just driven past it, so we stopped there.
There's a lot of salt lakes around WA, really, isn't there?
Heaps, isn't there?
Yeah,
all through WA, And every single one I find fascinating. Every time we go past them.
Yeah.
And then we got to Wave Rock.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Wave Rock was awesome, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There's a lot of discussion as to whether to go or not to go.
Oh, how good is it? And we loved it.
Yeah.
And it's well worth a night. Definitely a stopover for a night. Go and see it at sunset and see it at sunrise again, and have a good walk. You can. So we got there and we just went for a sunset walk along the face of it, and walked to Hippo's Yawn, which is another little spot, just probably about 300 or 400 metres away from Wave Rock.
That was cool, Hippo's Yawn, because it does actually
look like a hippo. Yeah.
You can climb up it. Not that there's a walk up it actually, but you can kind of scramble up rocks, but you don't need to. It's not really worth it. There's not much up the top. The real magic of it is seeing it from the ground and kind of walking inside the mouth.
Yeah,
really, isn't it? That's pretty cool.
It was excellent. But I mean, a walk on the rock, you can walk on Wave Rock, which we did the next morning, and that was good too. I mean, I think I actually personally probably preferred maybe McDermid, the walk on McDermid Rock a little bit, but Wave Rock's pretty cool when you get right to the edge and you can stand up on top of the edge and sort of look down at the wave, and so it's just a different perspective on it. It looks really cool.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Malka's Cave, which is about 15 k's away from Wave Rock, and again, it's worth going to have a look at because there's a lot of Aboriginal art.
Yeah, and you can walk right into the caves, and it's all just pretty natural. It's like there's nothing, you can walk, right up to them and sort of have a bit of a look, and there's different sort of little sections of the cave.
Yeah.
Some
harder to get to, some you really
it's a really sort of stoop to get into some of them, but
yeah, and it's not a big cave. It's not a long walk into it, and it's not a big cave.
Yeah.
There's just a few little areas to it, and there's 452 pieces of rock art, which I think makes it the highest number of Aboriginal rock art in southwestern Australia or something. Most of it is your handprint.
Yeah. Hands just.
It wasn't Aid's hand,
not my hand, no.
But it was a hand.
Yeah, a lot of hands.
Or hands, various hands.
Yep.
But they're really cool. I love
some of them, and they're quite high up too. And you think, how did they get up there to put the hands up there? So, but that's all. That's the case right through. Beer and Northern Territory and all sorts of the places have like rock art that looks really. You think, how did you get up there to do that?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And then in Hyden itself, there's this really cool open-air museum kind of thing, which is these sculptures that depict the history and iconic people
from Hyden's history.
In the area.
Right next to right on the main road. So just as you're coming from Wave Rock, it's on the left. Really stop and have a bit of a wander through that. It's pretty cool too.
It's not very big.
But all these tin sort of sculptures and artwork and that, which was good because that led into where we're going next.
Yeah, to the Tin Horse Highway. So we took a detour because I specifically wanted to go see the craziness of the Tin Horse Highway.
It was good.
It was really
we were questioned when we were stopped at some roadworks, and the guy said, if you go back that way, you'll get to Perth a whole lot quicker. It's much quicker, or York, much quicker to go back that way. He said, we want to see the Tin Horse Highway, and he kind of went... But no, it was good. I liked it. It was a whole lot of little sculptures in farm, paddocks and that along the way. And I think that area has a horse racing sort of background. So it's all kind of themed around horse racing. It's actually, so if you've got an interest in horse racing, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was just, so it's about 70 kilometres. So you're just basically driving along the road, and then scattered along the way are all these different tin horse sculptures, which doing all kinds of things. There's like football horses, and there's horses reading a paper, and there's just a heap of different horses doing different things. So it's a lot of fun, isn't it? Just that's all it is, fun. And so that took us to York.
Which is a nice, beautiful town, York.
Yeah. The Caravan Park's quite far out of town, though, which really surprised me.
Yeah, it's not. It is a long way out of town. Oh,
There's a free camp in town, but the actual Caravan Park is far out of town.
Free camp?
Yeah, there was a free camp there, but it had no facility.
Oh, okay, yeah, you've got to see what I'm saying. Yeah, so there's an overnighter, free overnighter that you have to be self-contained for. Yeah.
So we didn't stay there because it's too much hassle for us, but. We went on to the Caravan Park, the local Caravan Park, but then it is quite a way. Even for us, we didn't want to walk into town from there, and that's quite unusual for us. So, but York itself is a very cute little town.
Great little lolly shop which we had to go into, and then once in,
you can't actually get out.
The lady that runs it is full of information and very friendly, and
of course, the highlight in that shop.
What was the super large lollipop? You couldn't finish it in a lifetime.
Bigger than my
head.
Big.
It was massive.
It was huge.
Yeah.
It was huge. Yeah. Anyway, it was cool.
And there's a whole lot of little trinket things in there, which all work and are all part of this lady and her husband's family history sort of thing. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
And she'll tell you
all about it.
All about it. And then she gave us some tips on
where to have dinner,
what to see. And then, of course, my other favourite thing was Barclay Books.
So the bookshop.
which
And
was,
this is a really cool old house, little open fireplace,
yeah,
little
it was
lounges, and
beautiful.
yeah,
And it
really
was
nice.
new and second-hand books.
Yeah.
So it was full, and you found some really
Some
great, interesting
things to weigh the van down with a bit more.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And
That's
that's
about
it.
it, really. That's week 28.
That's week 28.
Yeah.
Done and dusted.
Yep.
Next stop.
Next stop, back
Perth.
to Perth. Yep. All right.
All right.
See you
next
all
week.
at week 29.
Bye.
Cool. Bye.